All right, everybody. Welcome to Granblue Radio. This is episode 197. Um, and I'm just saying, we're not sponsored by Red Bull, but we
But we
could be.
should be.
We definitely should be. I mean, I drink freaking Handsome Gorilla on stream. Handsome Gorilla is not actually a real energy drink, and yet I plug it nonetheless. So this
I saw
could
my
be
bottle up here.
this could be you, Red Bull. You could be giving me the wings.
Instead, we're just getting chaser and buffs.
And strength and I think
Yeah,
defense. I forget everything that Gorilla does.
girl's really good. Anyways,
All right, so let's get into it. So we're done with Dread Barrage, and so let's go.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Fixu. Let's go back into Dread Barrage a little bit and just sort of do a little postmortem on the first time they ran this event. So
you're also getting the cutscene for and the Dread Barrage. I
yeah, I
see.
never got this. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna skip.
Uh, so one of my favorite things of Dread Barrage
Mm-hmm.
is that it made it so I don't have to choose one box in Guild Wars and then switch to another one.
Yes, yes. Let's go into these victory certificates. They're still here, and I can just buy these things. And you know what? If I don't want to buy them, I can leave them around, and they'll probably restock exactly 20 of everything the next time they run this. But I don't know. Maybe they'll just restock the quartz. They'll just change the quartz. I have no idea.
I bought out the ones that I was missing that I would have needed 12 box for, and then switch my box later. So that was nice. How did you feel about the event overall?
So, I liked it mostly, but I do understand a lot of little complaints that people have about this, and I wonder what's going to happen to mitigate that next time. So, us being an active crew, there was always somebody to jump into our what we called the big boys, the FOEs, whatever your crew called them, the really big fights. Um,
The 175.
the 75 and 170. Is it 107?
It was
Whatever it was.
95 and 175.
95 and 175. So, like, if you didn't have a very active crew, then you were basically just stuck, essentially.
Sometimes you
So,
hope that the insta-kill procced.
yeah, so what you would essentially do, and this was sort of the required strategy, I guess, if you didn't have an active crew, was to call for backup, hope that it would get insta-killed, maybe attack once, retreat and do it again. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to mitigate that in the design for next time,
The
but
thing had a lot of health,
it
and
had
it hit hard.
yeah. Sometimes I would like. So I understand that they want to encourage people to play manually and not full auto everything, like literal everything.
Yeah, because it had the mechanic where at like 40% it had the defense up, and the only way to get rid of the defense up was to actually summon.
Yeah, um, and so like that part, whatever. I mean,
That's fine. That's fine.
right. Um, and then from there, like the how do I put this? Like, just that part was fine. I would just sometimes tab back over, and then my main character would be dead. It's like, oh, oops, sorry guys, I can't summon. Bring it back up and just bring them in just to summon once and then auto, please, please. Uh, anyway, like if your crew wasn't super active, then it was hard to get to do certain things. And that's to encourage people to do crew, but also like one of the things that I saw just in the raid tab was a whole lot of just empty raids because people were encouraged to do toward the later half of the event at least exactly 6 raids a day and then stop. There was no reward for joining. Like there were
And
no
you were guaranteed to proc every two of the 5-star, correct?
yes. It was either 3 4 stars or 2 5 stars if you were advanced, and there was no reason to do anything else. Like unless you really really wanted to get those 1,000 crystals at the end, which people are just kind of shrugging about,
Hmm.
and then there was no incentive to help anybody else except for your own crew. And even
I
then,
mean,
like
you should unite and fight, I guess, right?
I guess, but like uh, that's one of the only flaws in the design that I see, and I hope they fix that up a little next time.
Someone suggested increase the rate of instant kill procs. I think that will trivialize it then.
That's the other thing. Like if they increase the number of insta kills, then people would spend even less time on this event, and that doesn't fix the fundamental problem of nobody joins, especially when it comes to like 4 stars and 5 stars. Like when it came to us, like our crew, our rank 200 plus crew is able to full auto them in like 10 minutes. So you do that, you pick up your like 2 million to 4 million honors, and you're like, that was neat. Do that again for another 10 minutes, and then you come back and the big boy's ready for you. And you say, hey guys, and you ring the dinner bell, and people come in to help, and that's another 7 million points for the crew. And so you do that, and you get 22ish million points a day for the crew, and then you stop. There's no like extra incentive once you reach certain thresholds. And one of the strengths of this event was that those thresholds were set pretty reasonably.
Oh yeah,
Like,
we definitely could have hit our threshold if we actually cared.
yeah, but we just ended up not caring enough. We're just like, we got 4.3 billion. We're like, oh, I guess we could have just done this yesterday. Oh well.
Yeah, but I was like super burnt that I just want after work I'm like I just want to do something else.
Yeah, but this like the strength of this event is that it respects your time. The problem is that respecting your time doesn't necessarily help the rest of the people. And so, like
Yeah.
the next time they run this, that's I think the thing that I want them to update, like an incentive or a bonus for helping people.
You know what I'm excited for, Dom?
What's up
Statistics by the end of December.
on just Dread Barrage?
Yeah.
Like how many of the boys were killed?
Yeah. Also like how my crews actually like got certain thresholds and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, I mean, we went through the rewards last time, and what was it? It was the very last unreplaceable reward was somewhere in the 900 million crew. It
Somewhere
was
like
there, right there, 900 million crew, 60 million individual, and we got that super trivially. Like I got 800 million on my own. But if you have trouble, or if your crew isn't active during the hours that you're active, then there were people who had problems hitting 60,
yeah.
and they felt like they were a little left out. And so, like I said, this is something that can be fixed for next time. Hopefully it is fixed. I have faith in them. This event overall, the design was good for a first time.
I have nothing else to say on that.
All right, cool. Then next on our agenda, uh, so did you claim your Cagliostro DLC yet?
I have not yet.
Oh,
Because
so
that requires me bringing out my PS4.
so the bonus character seems to go through to the end of 2019 because people have gotten up to Shitori on it. And then we get the Cagliostro sled sticker. I need to equip this. Let me do that right now. Um, but some people were questioning why, unlike like every other DLC bonus,
They didn't have like a character skin.
it didn't have a character skin. Narmea got a skin. Sora's got an outfit. I think yeah, Jita gave you the voiced GB Versus ones, and Zoe even lets you turn into the Grand Order. Like everything
Yeah.
but Beelzebub, and then so Cagliostro didn't have a skin. Do you feel like there was a reason for that? Do you think that she just has enough skins for a lifetime?
She has enough stuff, but if it does feel really weird, not
But
gonna lie.
she also is the first one who comes with a character. Like
Also true, because it's a free SSR character.
Yeah, well, free. It's a bonus SSR character. Like this is the best in-game bonus so far. Like this is non-cosmetic. Did I get Earth Day Luffy? No, yeah, I got Earth Day Luffy for this
You're
one.
TFE.
It's like I've been waiting for that character for years. She's already given me 50,000 casino chips just from leveling her. I
Thanks, TFE.
don't even have the casino on my homepage anymore, but someday when I go back, all of these casino chips will be appreciated. So thanks, Cagliostro DLC. Um, with that in mind, what do you think Yule will come with then? Do you think Yule will have like a GB versus outfit? She's kind of just wearing her.
She's wearing her water outfit
Yeah,
though.
she's wearing her water costume. What do you think?
Hmm. Are they just gonna go for with another character weapon draw? They might do that
Hmm.
because because of the fact that it's just water Yule that they're using. There's nothing. Well, actually, in Army it wasn't really that different, but they gave her a skin.
Yeah, because it was voiced and an updated version of her fairly old dark sprite. Because they didn't update her that much when they five started her, did they?
I don't remember.
I don't remember her like getting a significant glow up the way that like the biggest 5-star updates that I remember are Saruel and Yule, which are two of the oldest characters.
Think what? So one remember that one of the things is like the Narmea skin was, and also the Grand Gita skin was that it changed your attack animations.
Hmm. To be those of the GB versus characters.
Yeah, but there's not really much you can actually technically you could use with Cagliostro because her moves are different than what it is in the game.
What you mean? She doesn't just hit you with a rock in the game in GVF
Or Spike
or landmines?
or landmines, yeah,
All right.
or air
Well,
mines.
I guess. Anyway, so I'm glad that Cagliostro is out. I hope they fix those bugs soon. Those bugs are kind of hilarious, but also
I mean, it only affects two characters.
Luane Zeta. Is there another character who armors?
Oh,
No,
wait,
it's three. It's three.
three characters. Narmea,
Yeah, Narmea.
any character who has armor. That one's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but also like obnoxious when you run into it because it's so easy to trigger because it involves just a reversal.
Well, armored reversal.
Right. But you're not gonna. It's not like armored reversals are uncommon. Three characters have them, and they have like, I I wouldn't call them fundamental parts of their toolkits, but very useful parts of their toolkits that you have to keep in mind. So yeah, it's not like you have to do a super corner case. Anyway, um, Yule coming in December, and
That's gonna be fun.
until then, we're probably not going to talk about GB versus very much on this show. That's out of our purview. You can talk to Shay about it. Shay's starting up his content again with around GB versus. But anyway, moving on. Let's
All
talk
right,
about Halloween. So,
this is Halloween.
uh,
Which character do you want to talk about first?
hold on. Let's go. Let's just see who comes up in the characters first. So I think just based on order, it's gonna be Halloween Zazzle. So
Because
Halloween
he's
Zazzle.
fire.
Here we go. Oh, this costume's so good.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, it's so good.
Why is his second art is like,
His second art
dang,
is actually him being like a demon lord, and then this.
look, he's having fun with the children. What do you mean he's not
He's
scary?
terrorizing the children. What are you talking about? Behold his glory. Look at those wings. Look at those horns. They're proof that he is a true demon. Ugh. Alright, so let's talk about Zazzle. So number one thing to notice about this new Zazzle, they gave him spear proficiency because he's holding a trident. It
Yeah,
fits, right? He's
I
holding
mean
a
it's
pitchfork.
there.
Oh man.
I mean, Fire Spear is really good.
Fire Spear is really good, and maybe they could totally use more offense, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
And all right, so this character is built around being able to fear something, but
Fear.
also isn't useless when you can't petrify something. So this is an
True.
interesting way of trying to update like the age-old Percival problem here. So, all right, let's start with the ones that actually affect um, you the most often. So, just like his dark version, he can blind. He
Mm-hmm.
does more damage with his CA if something is petrified, but if it's not petrified, this thing doesn't really suffer that much. So it's like okay. And then, so he
10% cap boost.
so he
It's like,
has
okay.
he has a self buff, but um, depending on if the enemy is feared or not, he'll either attack without using a turn, or he'll give your entire team crit, multi attack, and keen. So this is modal based on whether or not something is feared.
Mm-hmm.
In some
Uh,
ways, you kind of would prefer for this not to be cast when it's fear.
it depends on what you're aiming for.
Yeah,
Like, so the crit rate is 70%, gives you 30% crits.
pretty standard. Those are like Ceruel and like Alterish numbers.
30% DA, 15% TA, and then keen.
hmm So this is just a good skill either way. If you're trying to do like things in as short of a time as possible, then sure you can do this when it's feared, and then he'll just attack twice. We'll get to that later. So, um, he has a delay because you're not gonna get into the spear team without a delay, right?
Nope.
Because everybody on spear
Everyone
team
meter
has a delay. Some of them do it twice,
some, and then if you don't have it, well, I'm sorry. You're off the team.
right? And then so this is how he's gonna try and put fear on. If they already have fear from either something else or extension or something like that, then it does more damage. Otherwise, you can just save it and press it when they're not feared and try to fear them again. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine.
All right.
Here's Shadow Cloak. So this is what sort of keeps him apart from other spear characters. So if the foe is petrified, then he gets a seraphic buff to himself and the
10%. Yeah.
counterattacks, and he gets dodge, tank, and counter, and a mirror image. If they're not petrified, then the entire team gets that mirror image. And do they also get the amplify?
No.
Okay,
The amplify is the otherwise
it's the
case.
other one. Okay, so it's either amplify to self, or it's the dodge, counter, and mirror image to team. And this thing's pretty powerful. Like being able to mirror image your entire party, uh, outside of like the specific design of wind bosses, a lot of
High content.
yeah, a lot of high content is very big single target stuff. So being able to mirror image your entire team, like that's the entire reason. Like it's one of three reasons that you bring Tormentor to things. It's like just being able to mirror image yourself at will when you're not a wind team is really good.
Look, I fought Lucy HL enough times to fear try and try and avoid getting hit by his giant sword.
hmm And then so these last support skills. So here's one that is there if they're petrified, and then one for when they're not petrified. So either he gets his own chaser, or
80%.
everybody gets fire attack up.
5% stackable to 30%. Lasts for 5 turns.
And on average, since things are feared for what, 3 turns? 4 turns
Three
if you
turns
extend it.
is here.
hmm 4 turns if you extend it with Frau in the back line. 5 turns if you press the button to extend it. So unless you're Frau and double extending, then it's going to be up permanently, essentially. So that's nice. It's a nice little effect there. Like this guy is their attempt at doing a kit that doesn't require a specific debuff, which is very
Especially since that debuff can actually not work half the time.
yeah. Like they've had to design around that since 2016. It's like okay, this boss can't be feared, or this boss can only be feared at certain points. Because otherwise, it's like all right, we're just gonna have to add more triggers or something to get around Percival's very existence.
All right. So there was actually one video that I saw the other day that went really well with him.
Hmm.
Alanon has a fear, by the way.
You know, that never comes up in like people's descriptions of Alanon. Like it's so sidelined in 2020 Granblue
Yeah, but
Fantasy.
he has a fear
Hmm.
on top of his other debuffs that he gives in those turns.
Hmm.
Triple attacking, having 80% chaser, attacking out of turn, triple attacking all the time.
Hmm.
Seems pretty good, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, all right.
Oh yeah, 10% amplified. Yeah, that too. And Keen.
We, we keep talking about like how all of these new characters, like when Summer Mimlim came around, so we were like, she's custom designed to work with Alanon. Can we get more characters custom designed to work with Frau, please? Thank you. So,
The local fear.
but that doesn't work half the time.
Well, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Azazel's um, animations, by the way, I highly recommend them, especially his low health. It's so good.
You also want to talk about his weapon?
I am going to talk about his weapon. So,
Weapon
trick
sick.
or trick. This is the four-starable weapon for this time around, and uh, what's it called? The trick serpent. So the trick serpent has something that is unique to the main character so far. They've done variations of this on other characters, and this is the first time you can get it on your MC. When it's your main hand, and please note that this is a spear, so you're probably using it on like
Offensive spear team.
an offensive spear team. What do you use for an offensive spear team? Because it's definitely not Cavalier. I guess Apsaris. But anyway, for every attack, you also do 2 hits of random damage. So it's just like hits up. Just do
So
it.
it's just like it's kind of like Grimnir, but not actually the Grimnir. It's just
Hmm.
actually just two random hits of damage.
And then the other thing is that this thing gives you Chaser on CA. Like it gives your entire team 15%.
15%.
It's That's crazy. This thing is just made of hits. That's all to say about that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really good. All right, let's move on to Rosetta.
All right, this is the character I sparked for, by the way.
All right, have you used her yet?
No.
Yeah, let's go.
All
Where
right,
is
so
she?
Rosetta is slowly joining Vera in the Rainbow Edition because this is 4 elements now.
Oh wait, hold on. She was Earth for summer, Dark for Christmas, Wind for Grand, and now Water. Okay, so she's missing Fire Rosetta, and we're missing
Light.
Light Rosetta. I don't know about Light Rosetta. I don't know about this one.
Look, you'll give her photosynthesis. That's fine.
Just let her grow like the rose she is.
Yeah.
All right, so is this her first staff version, DJ?
Probably. Let me check. I
Because
think
she's
they're
been
all
Dagger traditionally,
dagger.
hasn't
Yeah,
she?
everything else is dagger.
Does it feel like they're giving up on Dagger to you?
Uh, yeah.
Because this is our second Dagger character where they're just like, put them in the Element's most popular team now.
All right. Let me see here. In water, there is only 4 dagger characters in SSR.
Fior,
Correct.
Lancelot,
Correct.
then Halloween Rosetta. Don't make me hold on.
You're
Who's
going
the fourth?
There's other characters in staff
Dagger staff.
as
Dagger
well.
staff. It's not Romeo. It's uh. All right, I give up.
Chat Noir.
Ah, I should have known that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyways,
boy.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Dagger's not getting a lot of help here in that regard.
so the description that people gave to me is that she's Grand Vera mixed with Rosetta. What do you think of about that description?
She's a lower version of Grand Vera if you want to talk about those numbers later.
All right,
But
so where do we actually start in describing this character? Because like every single one of these tooltips reads like a freaking magic card.
all right, so uh, if we can just put comparisons against Vera, okay?
Oh,
So
okay,
Vera,
sure.
Vera gets six bits, but she loses every turn, right?
Okay, and then how do these sapphire petals work on Rosetta?
She gets five for CAing instead,
She gets five
but
for CAing.
hers
Okay,
only gets consumed when she uses the rose barrier.
okay. And so how does she use the rose barrier?
You hit skill one,
And then how many get consumed every time she gets hit? Oh, it's
one
just one
every
every
turn,
turn. Okay,
one for every turn.
okay.
So here's the thing with so Vera's is 1,000% defense, 100% debuff resists, receive all allies, and then restore HP every turn.
Mhm.
Hers is 500 defense boost, 100 debuff resist, substitute, blah blah blah, and then 30% repel. So I was trying to crack some numbers on this,
Mhm.
and she technically takes about she takes more damage than Vera does. She should technically, even with
Mhm.
the reflex.
Okay. But does what? How does Vera refresh her bits again? Does it take a skill or does it take her CA?
CA, both of them take CA.
Does Vera have an auto refresh, or is this unique to Halloween Rosetta?
This is unique to Halloween Rosetta
Okay, because if she gets hit down
to
to
50%.
50%, which is gonna be pretty common given that she's all subbing
Mm-hmm.
like constantly. Well, okay, it only happens. It's 3 turns at a time.
Yeah, the uptime is 7 turn cooldown, 3 turn duration.
Hmm. But still, like, so there's a period of about, let's just say, about 5 turns if you're really in danger, where she can have this thing up because Blue Rose Queen will activate. That's
Mm-hmm.
a pretty good. That's a pretty good uptime.
That's pretty good. Also, the fact that because it doesn't run out every turn,
Hmm.
unlike Vera, you can pretty much not worry about your resource management unless you get like 0 meter, pretty
Okay.
much.
All right. So that's how the Sapphire Petals work, and then she gets a passive multi-attack and crit based on her Sapphire Petals. Okay, sure.
Yeah, like according to their calculations, one pedal is 10% chance of doing 30%, and five is 30% chance of doing 30.
Okay. So here we go. So we've got Flower Bud. The Flower Blood. The
Blood.
Flower Bud has enthrallment. It has like all sorts of effects on it. So when it pops, it will dispel. It will heal your team for how much?
About 3,000.
Hmm. And then the enthrallment is a debuff that gives supplemental damage to your team when attacking. So much like the Hallowell Mallowell debuff,
So
or
30k strength.
or like Tabina or Robin Hood, the
Hmm.
supplemental debuff. Not bad at all. And then it's one of those reactive ones, so the enemy has to actually take a special action, and then it just happens.
Yeah, and the Flowerbud debuff is guaranteed to hit unless they have 100% debuff resist.
So this one kind of reminds you of like Fairy mixed with Vikala or something like that. Then
Yeah.
not bad, not bad.
Things to note is that the attack defense down is on single stacking, so me trying to use Fiora at the same time didn't really stack me to maximum.
Yeah, unfortunate. I
Yeah.
remember you asking me about that actually. I was like, yeah, he used to only apply them one at a time. So, all right. And then the Rose Storm is thankfully the easiest one to figure out, which
8
is
hits
it's a
of
veil,
damage.
it's a veil, it's 2,000, and then it's a nuke. This is her simplest skill. So she veils, she subs, she can provide your team a supplemental damage bonus and dispel and heal a little bit. Overall, if you love Rosetta, this is going to be worth it. If not, there's so many tanks in water, DJ.
Yeah.
Like they just made Romeo 5 star, and
He's
Romeo
also staff.
he's sword staff. Like they just earlier this year I think was Vayne 5 star, was it?
Was it this year? Probably was. It probably was.
My memory is so fuzzy about the beginning of 2020. It feels like it was 5 years ago now.
You know, the one thing I put her, Romeo, and Izmir together. This is the Izmir never get hits squad.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's like the thing is that Romeo is a staff tank as well, but he doesn't all sub, I guess. But Vayne definitely all subs and is a better tank for a lot of things because he just goes Super Saiyan. So it gives you more options, but this is far from necessary, which is good.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely far from necessary. However, I had an extra spark lying around, so I said, why not?
I mean, that's fair.
They
That's
already
fair.
gave me Diantha this year. I can't expect another Diantha.
Does this give staff-specific comp a tank now as well as one for daggers? Well, the funny thing
Yeah,
is that Lancelot tanks really well for being a dagger character too.
yeah, he dodges.
Yeah, I mean, you're not bringing dagger team anywhere super seriously, and if you want, you can make a dagger sword team. And hey, Romeo's still there. It's I don't know. Even when you go into like weapon-specific comps, I mean, Anne can tank decently well too. She's staff.
Yeah, so not necessary, but hey, Rosetta.
This is one of the best Rosetta designs they've done yet. So because Rosetta just has traditionally like so many problems trying to get her engine revving. Like Wind
Oh,
Rosetta
please,
is
please fix wind.
infamous. It's like, how do
Please
I
fix
keep these up?
wind.
How do I keep these up?
You actually have to take damage in order to keep that. That's the main problem of wind Rosetta.
And then Earth Rosetta, you don't want to take damage.
Earth Rosetta, but she gets increased hostility. And I'm like, why?
Look, she's very pretty.
I mean, she is, but why?
I don't know. All right, and then finally, let's go to the simple one, which down here, let's go all the way down to Dark SRs,
Hey, look, it's
which
one of our predictions, by the way.
did I actually manage to predict Azazel? I forget. We were talking about
No, we did
Azazel.
not.
We
Azazel
talked
looked
about it.
far out of our mind when we did our predictions last week.
Damn it. We're so bad at this.
We got Wolf and Rennie.
All right, where are they? Hold on. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Why does it only show one of them? Anyway, so we've got Halloween Wolf and Rennie, where Wolf isn't changed at all, but Rennie's dressed as a wolf. They're still melee guns, so they didn't add a specialty this time. Thank God. I don't know if it fits in the UI for them to add more specialties. Um, let's see here. Their concept is pretty simple again. They're mini Wolf and Rennie. It's like here's a sub, here's tank and counter. Here's
Doesn't
their
always triple
meter
attack this
boost.
time around.
What was that?
Doesn't always triple attack this time around.
Doesn't always triple attack, but also doesn't stop acting at 5 stacks,
Also true.
and doesn't require like hitting 5 stacks and then crying in order to like supercharge. In this case, they're just building up. And also, they have a freaking get rid of every single um, dot like Typhon style on this, a one-time use Typhon style thing, and this is only usable when they've pressed a combination of skill 1 or charge attack 5 times. So it's gonna take a while for them to reach this.
Or there's also a different one.
Yeah, yeah. Or you show them the candy. So this is the first non-evoker to have both a sub ally and switch to main passive. Like they tried this, they did something similar to this with SR Joel, but he doesn't have when switching to main ally. He just has a sub thing, and then he just jumps back into the back line. He's like, all right,
Later.
later, later. But anyway, so this stuff's super minor. It's like Rennie can jump out and do a minor stacking attack defense debuff.
10%'s nice.
It is.
It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
just funny.
it's pretty funny. Like people have used characters in their backlines for less. Like you used to see Miria in the back of a lot of things just for her chance to give
That
you
five
like.
percent chance, that 5% attack up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Or then she got replaced by
yeah.
Yaya, Christmas Yaya, who can give you, I think it's hype.
It's hype.
Yeah. And so just yet another thing to do in the back line, but this is the first time that they've given a character. They're experimenting again and seeing if this is going to be safe. Where it's like the thing is that this is tied to just a single skill and a sharp buff here. So a 4-turn attack, defense, chaser, uh, keen-ish, and is this keen? No, I think it's just crit and
It is great.
armored. So playing it pretty safe here, because I mean, honestly, no one's gonna use them unless it's going to be really something that you want to do in Proving Grounds, because they are in dark, the easiest element for anyone to come in from the back line. But
I have one other possible use case for them.
what's that?
Uh, if you're not using Vania in your comps for Lucilius HL, you could put her in the back line, just have her there, and
And
hope she never comes to the front.
and just hope that sometimes you get you can get one cast of Discover Truth.
Look, sometimes the Urius dies.
Thanks, thanks for reminding me of that run. Sometimes Urias
Yeah,
dies.
she won't replace Hello though.
Hmm.
Hello, bitch of them.
But still, like I like what they're doing. Just sort of experimenting, seeing if it's safe, seeing what the good implementations are would be for it. And also like it's a cute costume.
Yeah.
So the little master key. By
It's a sword.
It's the sequel to the other Master Key. It's so good. Like, do you remember the description of the original Master Key?
I mean, how it gets into anywhere.
It gets you anywhere, and now we have one that's sized for children. It can open any lock.
It's a sword.
Yeah, let's not worry about that one.
Yeah, I pull a lot of those during my spark.
Hmm.
Thanks for rate up the stars.
Rate up SRs. You mean like the tire gun?
The
Oh boy. All right.
tire's my boy.
So the last thing to talk about for this week is going to be
Proving
the
ground.
Proving Grounds. This Proving Grounds is considered really like one of the easiest ones they've done so far, but it might just be because Dark is just so well equipped to just fight everything.
Dark's dumb.
Because this one, so like this is the funniest thing for me is that where is this? So let's just go into a party here, and let's go into how many things can trigger the boost. So let's just go into Dark and see how many characters are dodge
Yeah,
characters. And it's like, oh,
that's not even counting your SRs too.
mm-hmm. Let's look at SRs. Let's see how many of those are Proving Grounds bonuses. Oh right, it's the same ones. Tanya, Predator.
Hey, Ronco's there.
Wait, really? Hold on.
Yeah, right there.
What's she doing here?
He has a dodge.
She has a dodge all. Ugh. I haven't thought about this character in years. But it's like it's letting you do things that you were doing already, and this is even before you get to the point where you're at super high levels and like luchadoring things with Predator. Like there's just so many good characters who you were encouraged to use anyway, and then you just have them do their thing, and they just throw a million damage back at the boss. You're like, okay, all right, well, good good deal.
Like you also have Eustace. Give yourself and himself some dodge.
Hmm. Like there's so many of these characters that I use regularly anyway, where I'm just like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, Shalem grants anybody dodge, but without V2, it's a more like difficult to use one.
Don't worry,
Vikola just
you also
dodges
you have a
everything.
call.
Yeah, Seox dodges everything. Predator either dodges or is dead. There's no in between.
There's zero between. She's gonna die if she gets
Tanya
hit.
Tanya dodges everything. Like she is my favorite character out of all of these. Like there's
Because
so many good
dodge,
characters
you
here.
dodge and slow.
Hmm. Like there's just so many things you can do that just prevent the bosses from doing anything to you, and they're just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. We're fine with this. We're not gonna try and be like super obnoxious and prevent you from. We're not gonna try and like hard lock you out of doing this unless you have specific characters, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's all really there is to say about the.
We can talk
Thank you,
about the
Heatsink,
weapon.
for the sub. Yeah, let's go look at the weapon. This weapon is
I
in.
looked at it and I'm like, EO teams got even happier.
So here's the thing about this thing. Um, we already have a version of this from Proving Grounds. It's the Clarion, and we still have that around. Like you have yours, right?
I have 3 of those.
So let's go take a look at the Clarion, and then we'll look at the. Then we'll look at the Phantom Claw. So SSR, water, gun. Here we are, Clarion. So this one gives you a soldier boost. So it boosts your dodge rate, and it does a nuke on dodge, and then it gives you your skill cap. So people who really wanted this, they got 2 of them because it's like the skill cap up goes up to a pretty high amount. It goes up to 40%. It's 15% each, so you're not going to be equipping all 3 of these. You don't equip
Unless
all
you're
3 of these, do
me.
you? Oh, you do, huh?
I do it for fun.
Like, um, and then so this is the exact same thing as here, except that instead of being a soldier thing, to encourage you to just be a mini soldier, because soldier has the dodge into nuke thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got instead this is just like, yeah, okay, you're gonna use this with monk. Like
Oh, you are definitely using this as monk. If
it
you're
gives you
not,
it gives your team supplemental damage instead of the dodge and nuke on dodge. If and
I mean, monk has that already, so you don't. He has a dodging counter already, so you don't need that.
uh huh. And so you're just like they're just like here monks go nuts. And so the funny thing is that like a bunch of people who are already going to be light monk, a lot of us looked at each other and went, "Oh, we made Kanabo already. What now? What do? What do, DJ?"
I didn't. Let's go.
No. What do?
I mean, you would just put this in your red still. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's more passive damage you're dealing out.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, so it was pointed out that there's also our boy Ushumgal, but the Ushumgal use case is actually very different because you're not
Sure.
because mostly you use it for this part, the bonus fire damage on the CA rather than the skill cap up. The skill cap up is useful. Is this thing really only skillable? Oh wait, I have 2 of them. Okay, there we go. It's this one. Like you almost never use it in a fire skill team, largely because fire skill teams are mostly incidental skill right now. Like I can't think of that many like fire monk style teams that actually do that much skill damage because it's like when you think of
Prowl,
fire fist, you have
prowl.
okay, but it's not a sword team. The sword team uses fire Siegfried, and fire Siegfried is used on like defensive stuff. Um, anyway, so
Yeah,
you're not gonna main
there's not a
hand
lot of
this
fire
with
skill.
you're not gonna main hand this in like a Frau specific team necessarily. Like
I mean, you still would just put it in your red.
I'm just booing all of you in chat for being rewarded for laziness in CCW crafting. Um, but yeah. Meanwhile, like yeah, the Earth Spear with Earth arts on it. This thing is neat. I'm not gonna talk any shit about this one. Wait, is this it?
You're on the wrong
This is the
sphere.
wrong one. It's this one. It is this one. There's actually so much Earth skill damage right now. It's crazy.
I have this in my team for fighting a whale.
It's this thing is so funny. I should use it more often. Anyway,
You
actually, wait.
don't put it in your Thori's team.
What?
You don't put it in your Thori's builds.
The thing is that I already have 5-star Yggdrasil's Bow, and I keep forgetting if they stack or not. Because I know that this thing doesn't stack with Opus skill cap up. So there's this mental block I have against using this and the Proving Ground Spear at the same time. I think.
I
Anyway.
think they stack together if it doesn't stack with the Opus one.
Hmm. But anyway.
Anyway,
uh, so I'm just waiting for Wind to get its skill damage cap up, Proving Grounds weapon, and then what's the last one? Dark, dark, dark skill cap
that,
up would be hilarious.
yeah,
As it is, you're just punching things.
you're trying to get triple attacks in Dark.
Hmm. But I mean, dark skill cap up would be pretty crazy. We've already got vagabond teams, and they're just all they want to do is just take more turns with Kolulu at low health. That's all they want. It's disgusting.
I mean, I do that. I have that build.
I'm gonna build that build someday. Anyway, um, but yeah, this is a pretty chillaxed proving grounds, and it's gonna last up. It's gonna last us up until the next story event, and until
Which we
then
have no about. We have no idea what's gonna be in that until probably Sunday.
is Sunday when they're gonna put up the first preview around then ish.
Well, Sunday's also TV, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we'll be talking next week about the story event. We'll also be talking about previews for November a little bit, and we're gonna have to fight Mom. We have ourselves a maintenance coming on the 26th. The 26th is when the otherworldly version of Echidna was scheduled. So bust out your fire teams and see what's going on for the Pride of the Ascendant fight.
Let's see if you'll do something other than Fire Spear for our hard content.
I mean, you can. We'll just bust out our harp teams, right?
Heck yeah.
Alidos and Thuria and Mugen. Or for me, it would have to be like Sochie? Or wait, Mim Lemel. Oh my god, if Mim Lemel is somehow good against the Pride of the Ascendant fight, I'll be so sad.
I'll laugh at it.
Oh, let's find a way to make Yule useful, everybody.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Get ready for Granblue versus.
Oh boy. Anyway, that is that is pretty much it for this week. We we'll see you next time. In the meantime, yeah, it's kind of a time to relax, catch up on whatever projects you were doing. Touch stick tail equals get rewards. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I shouldn't have shown that to people. Because
Look at you,
there
Bran.
might be some people here who don't who think that I'm a pure lad who doesn't have any kind of strange fixations or anything.
Did you buy the Mysteria Friends Blu-ray? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks as always, DJ,
Yeah, no
for
problem.
accompanying me on this journey through just rambling about Granblue Fantasy. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Later, everyone.